Creating a workout routine, the one that works for you. So this video is going to teach you how to create a routine that fits not only your lifestyle and schedule, but also aligns with your goals. At the end, there's going to be a simple 3-day program that you can use, and it's also going to be attached in the description for you to download to follow on your own if you choose to. So the first thing you need to think about when you're creating a workout routine is your goals. What are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? So you may be trying to lose weight. You may want to build muscle. You may just want to feel good, look good naked, look good on the beach, get healthy, or just improve your general fitness. None of these goals are wrong or more important than the other or better than the other, but you really need to get clear on what you're trying to accomplish so that you know what your routine needs to consist of in order to get you to that goal. Next thing, step 2, how much time do you have? People overestimate how much time they have and also how much time they actually want to dedicate. So you need to be realistic about how much time you can dedicate and also how much time you want to. People think you have to work out for 1 or 2 hours a day, and that in itself prevents them from starting because they feel like they don't have that time to give or they don't want to work out for that long, when that's not really true. You don't have to work out for an hour or 2 hours a day. You don't even have to work out for an hour. So just get that out of your head and just think about and be realistic about how much time you can dedicate to working out, how much time you want to. It might be 2 different things. Think about how often you could work out on your busiest week or your worst week. So this is a question that I ask all my clients. How many times per week do you think you can work out, and for how long on your busiest or worst week? Once you determine that number and that amount of time, then you can set the goal to work out that many times. And then anything more than that is just a bonus, it's just the extra win. So for me personally, I know that I can work out 4 times a week on my busiest week or worst week. And if I work out 5 days, great. If I work out 6 days, even better. But as long as I get 4 days, that's a win. After you start getting more consistent, then you can start adding more days. But you don't want to set yourself up for failure from jump. So find what's minimally effective, what's the minimal amount that you can do, and then go with that, get consistent with that, and then start adding more things in. So you can work out for 3 days a week for 30 minutes, 20 minutes each day, only on the weekends, twice a week, 3 times a week for an hour. None of these options are better than the other, but you want to figure out how much time you can dedicate and how much time you have in your schedule or want to have in your schedule for working out so that it can help guide your workout program. And also be something that you can be consistent with, because if it doesn't align with how much time you have, you're not going to do it. Step 3, figure out where you want to work out. Are you going to be outside? Are you going to be at the gym? Or are you going to work out at home? It's okay if you don't have a gym membership, totally fine. If you want to work out at home, you have to think about, do you have equipment, or are you going to do body weight stuff? If you're going to be outside, are you going to be running, doing the bleachers, doing track and field workouts? You just need to figure out where you're going to complete your workouts, because it's going to determine the type of workouts you can do depending on where you're at and what equipment you have access to. It doesn't matter where, just have an idea so you can align your routine with where the workouts are going to be taking place. The number one reason people don't exercise is because they say they don't have time for it. So we just covered your goals, how much time you have, and then where you're going to work out. So once you determine these things, you shouldn't have any excuse not to work out. So what do you do next? Next, you have to figure out which exercises to include in your routine, in your workouts. So your routine should have at least 1 exercise for each body part. You have your quads, which are the muscles in the front of your legs, your thigh muscles. Then you have your butt and your hamstring muscles, the muscles on the back of your leg. And then you have your pushing muscles. So your chest, your shoulders, your triceps. These are all muscles you use to push. So like a bench press, shoulder press, any type of press movement, use those muscles. Then you have your pulling muscles, your back, your biceps, and kind of your hands, like you're gripping, like if you were to pull something. Those are your pulling muscles. And then you have your core muscles, and these are like your abdominals and your lower back muscles. So your workout routine might focus on certain body parts more than others, depending on what your goal is, but it doesn't matter what that is. You still want to include at least one exercise for each body part. If you want to add a little more for a certain body part, feel free to. Also, it doesn't matter if your workouts are outside or inside, you can still find exercises to address each of these muscle groups so that you have a well-rounded program. You may be thinking, damn, that's a lot of exercises, like how are you gonna fit all that in? But if you focus on compound exercises, you'll be able to hit all these muscle groups in about 4 to 5 exercises a couple times a week. So you may be thinking, what are compound exercises? So these are exercises that engage multiple big muscle groups at once. So the best exercise I can think of is a squat. So squat gets your quads, your glutes, your calves, and your core musculature to stabilize. And then depending on the variation or the type of squat you're doing, you will engage certain muscle groups over others. So for example, with a goblet squat, you're able to also get your arm and your chest muscles because you hold it here, as opposed to like a back squat, you'll get more of your back muscles. So you're always using a lot of muscle groups to complete that movement. So you're able to burn more calories over time, as opposed to you just doing bicep curls or leg extensions. So here are examples of compound exercises. There's definitely many different variations to each of these, but these are the major ones. So your squats, your push-ups, your lunges, rows, deadlifts, pull-ups, bench press, shoulder press. Here are a couple of exercises for each muscle group. Just want you guys to notice that some of these exercises may target multiple different muscle groups. Or for example, you'll see under quads, you see squats, and then under your booty and hamstring, you also see squats. So depending on your variation and the way you're performing each movement, you'll be able to target one muscle over the other. And then also take a look under core, which includes your abdominals and lower back. When most people think of core, they think of their abs, like your superficial abs, where you see when guys have a nice six-pack and girls have a nice six-pack, or you see people at the beach. Those are superficial muscles, which are part of your core, but there are plenty of other core muscles that make up your core that play a big role in stabilizing when you're doing these compound lifts. So I included ones other than like sit-ups or crunches or what else? Any ab exercise, Russian twist. So you have planks, dead bugs, slow mountain climbers, hollow holds. Those are exercises that are neglected a lot of times and target your deep musculature. I just wanted to point that out for you guys. So you want to choose one exercise from each muscle group, and this is a good place to start. This is a strength training program I put together following the exact method I just told you guys, by choosing one exercise from each muscle group. And I did that for 3 days, and this is what I came up with. It literally doesn't have to be more complicated than this. You guys can feel free to use this. Program is also going to be in the description below, and you can pick and play whatever exercises you want. And this is how I usually program for my clients, especially those who are shorter in time, want to do full body, or if they're beginners. Just want to make another note, this exercise routine will work whether you're trying to lose weight or build muscle. Focusing on these basic movements and getting really strong at these, mastering these, you'll definitely see progress no matter your goal. And if you want to progress them and change it up, just swap different exercises out and run through it for a couple of weeks. It'll give you like a year's worth of training, honestly. I hope this was helpful.